Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm Liane. I'm Liane. Are you ready to ride the Are you ready to ride the Freakwency?
Well, hello there. How are you doing, lady? Liane?
Hey, lady. Jerry Lewis. Lady.
Beastie Boys
Jerry
song?
Lewis. I was thinking more Jerry Lewis, and you're
Oh,
doing.
well,
It's okay.
Jerry Lewis, yeah.
Every time people talk about Jerry Lewis, they automatically go to the telethon. Hi,
Yeah,
Michelle.
right.
But that wasn't Jerry Lewis. I mean, it was at the end, and it was a beautiful thing that he did. But
Yeah,
I
I watched
remember
the
Jerry
special
Lewis.
last week.
What?
Jerry Lewis.
You did what, dude?
I watched the special on him.
Oh, was it a documentary?
In a documentary, yeah, about his diabetes, his heart condition, how he gained his weight on steroids, and that's what caused him to have heart
Steroids
complications.
screwed him up good,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he did a lot of wonderful things for a lot of people. So his wife was talking about him, and they had some doctors talking about his health history because they never performed an autopsy on him.
Really?
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was interesting.
I mean, I
Really
guess,
was.
unless it's an unknown cause of death or there's something janky going on, there's probably no reason to do an autopsy.
Yeah. Well, they think they knew because the complications with the medications, the steroids, him gaining all the weight caused the heart complications and
Daisy chain.
diabetes. Yeah, exactly what it was.
Big pharma daisy chain. Doesn't have to be opioids, folks.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. Too
And
much.
a lot of people didn't know, before each show how bad he was in pain and on oxygen. I didn't know that, and how he was on oxygen backstage before he walked on stage. I was surprised about that. Yeah, like Denise said, did a telethon for years.
Yeah. Denise and I mean, I don't know, like, if it was East Coast more or if it was national or what, but I know, like, as a child, when the Jerry Lewis telethon was on, there was nothing else on. It was WPIX, Channel 11 here.
So,
I guess.
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of people, that the newer generations maybe have heard their parents talk about because whatever, but like all this information is thank God for biopics and documentaries, as much as they can't really cover all the minutia because you'd be there for 7 seasons of 12 episode seasons
Right.
in a lifetime. But I watched the Bob Dylan biopic. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Like I chose to dive in yet again to the Screen Actors Guild Award viewing, especially since I didn't feel so hot. Sometimes, as much as I like to stay away from mainstream and all the contrived stories and whatever, as much as I would be happy to participate actively on screen in any of these stories anybody's telling.
All right.
Side of it, right? My duality. Like, does it? Yeah, I'd do that. but I've kind of enjoyed not thinking, because, you know, when your brain feels like it's full of a cotton ball and your sinuses feel like prickly and you just like all you want is your mommy and some chicken soup. At least there are no screeners.
Have you seen Trump in the news?
I'm so bad at the news. I avoid it. I watch News Nation, you know.
I do too. I watch that from time to time.
So there was something last night.
He wants to get rid of the federal tax. I'm like, hell yeah, about time.
Well, you know, I think everyone's hungover from Super Bowl or pissed.
I know, right?
or still drunk. Like, I don't know.
I didn't watch it.
Hair of the dog, super what? Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Participate. The only reason, and I didn't watch it last year, but the only reason I had to watch it last year, and then I just watched the commercial online anyway, was that my dad's voice got used in a Super Bowl commercial by Scorsese. I thought that was kind of fun.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. But otherwise, you know, I try not to support things that are part of keeping us dualistic and taking sides. And as much as sports are fun and entertainment and people will defend it like that, because it actually is not, it's not entertainment, but maybe we need to rethink what entertainment is. And maybe it doesn't need to have taking sides and then somebody winning and somebody losing and somebody being happy with it. It's so contrived. Aren't we bored with that? Isn't there some other game we can play that includes everybody? I don't know.
If I give my operation and if it actually makes me walk better, next
We
Super
did the
Bowl, I'll
psychic
go
games.
streaking.
What if we did like psychic Super Bowl, like and held the games at a place called the Hill where all the psychic children go? Like, you know, I want to see psychic Super Bowl, not teams. Just one big.
I figure I go streaking across the field.
Halftime was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I didn't watch everybody.
Just because Liane wasn't doing the halftime show. Because they weren't riding the frequency. They were killing it. I don't know. That was just a joke, guys. I really don't think I should be doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't. It's the last thing I should be doing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of people complained about it.
I was introduced over the weekend to an interesting fella named Shane, Denise. And Shane has a podcast on Bigfoot. He's out of Ohio, out of Bucyrus, Ohio. Did halftime had deeper meaning? See, yeah, okay. Does it have to do with Samuel L. Jackson? Just, you know, I did see a little blurb like that. I missed my Super Bowl calling. No, I don't hear the Super Bowl calling. Sorry, Kat. Yeah. That's in the same fantasy as being in charge of Netflix and all the content so that it doesn't cater to the stupidity factor. You know, it's so insulting to the intelligence. I think, you know, there are content creators out there who insist that the audience is stupid, and it's insulting.
Yeah.
You know, and then purportedly little things are left strewn through the content for people who actually already know all of it and are just watching to see if maybe somebody's going to say something new, and they don't, and they just leave a little something as a little kiss to the thinking people. Like, but you know, that's kind of rude too. You know why? I don't know. I feel like content should make people think more, not cater to their dumbness, which may be an arrogant thing to say. Like, and I don't know who's listening. I'm really trying not to be insulting, but like the reality show template, snore. I can't. It's just not. It's not the way to go, in my humble opinion. I think open conversations and open chats, and I think people like my hero Ross Coulthard.
Yeah,
I love saying his name. He's probably going to put a hit out on me. If I ever see like really bad pornography being sent to me in my email, I'll know Ross really got mad after one too many Ross Coulthard's. It's so good that I can crack myself up. You know,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I don't know. These days, it's impressive that anybody can laugh about anything. It's just all so weird. It's all weird. But, you know, if federal tax goes away, that would make me happy.
Well, you know why federal tax was implemented, don't you?
Well, I don't think isn't it voluntary on top of everything else? So then
Well,
why
it was actually implemented during the World Wars to help fund it.
Fund the fighting? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go with Michael Sala on this one. And I think I've said it again. What if all the wars are actually not what we think at all? What if they know damn skippy that there's technology under the ground and all of the geopolitical nonsense, this guy against that guy, you know, the tribes that are always fighting amongst themselves and the terrorist groups that keep getting named and probably funded by the people that are claiming that they're being attacked. Like the whole thing is crazy. Like, and what if it's just because there are like the movie Stargate? What if there are a bunch of Stargates? And like Michael Sala says, a bunch of arcs that are in stasis deep underground, like under the ice sheets of Antarctica. Like, what if it's, you know, like Little House on the Prairie under there? You know, there was even a show for a minute where the La Brea tar pits, like some sinkhole happens and like a whole bunch of people fall through. And it's this whole inner earth, like utopia where animals are just kind of like, oh, look, there's a saber-toothed tiger. Isn't that cute? Like, you know what? I don't know. It's just, this is all. When fantasy becomes less strange than the reality. Like, and there's nothing that precludes the reality from being stranger than any fiction, really. You know? So, yeah, what if? What if it's all stuff? Like, and I was watching Exopolitics today, like, and that guy, Ashton Forbes, who talks about the plasma orbs and that flight that went missing. Took off from Kuala Lumpur, was supposed to go to China, started doing crazy stuff in the air. Then they lost track of it. But the airport is getting pings from the co-pilot's cell phone. And the next thing you know, like, and I've heard other people in other shows talk about that base, Diego Garcia. It's off in the middle of nowhere, right? Mauritius. Just isolated. And what kind of whack stuff goes on there. But, you know, apparently there were scientists with patents that were Texas Instruments hired. I think there were 20 scientists, but then there were 4. They all just, like, what do you do with a plane full of people when you really just want 4 to yank them into some black operation?
Well, look, we did with the scientists in World War II.
Well, but this is, it's like paperclip. That's, you know, it's just when Rick said something about somebody and how whatever, and I was like, yeah, he's probably a Project Paperclip reject. I think it was a reference he made to his very strict ice figure skating coach that was in charge of the figure skating camp in Canada one summer that his daughter attended. Yeah, man. Last name German. It's like, yeah, paperclip reject. Now he's just bossing kids around on the ice. Oh my God. It's the closest he could get to Antarctica was in a skating rink. So, you know, he made himself feel better by ordering little short people around. I don't know. My wacky sense of humor. Sorry, guys. It's not for everyone. Now, speaking of wacky sense of humor, man, you guys, I don't know what happened. I think I went on the Julian's show right after I got done here last week, and
so I text Julian, hey Roger, and I was like,
Is he scared of me
Julian.
now or what?
I was like,
What is it that you do to
No.
Liane to make her so weird when she's on your
I was
show?
like, you know who that is? And he goes, no.
What?
I was like, you have no idea. I said, you always talk about Grammys with her.
Grammys?
Yeah.
Emmys? Grammys.
Or Emmys. Well, I said Grammy. I meant
Academy
Emmys.
Awards?
Yeah, Academy Awards.
Academy.
Yeah.
Grammy Academy. I don't know. Like we should just all
So I
smash
went out
it.
there to
Like,
Google and
Tony
I
Grammy,
snapshot your bio and sent it to him. He went, oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, and that's the lunatic screaming about orbs being right. Orb was a boy toy. My punk rock.
You still don't know what the biscuit means.
I don't know what it started because Chris Harmon said you better bet your biscuits, and like I never let it go, like a dog with a biscuit. Right? Didn't you say something before the show started about how when because Chris seems so, I don't know, and then he's just got this side when the pickle comes into and then starts talking about the pickle, excuse me. Wanting to get it on with the sweet potato.
Chat.
What?
Look in the private chat.
In the private chat. Okay.
Oh my God.
Why is Grizzly telling me it's a vagina?
What the hell? What's wrong with you? What the hell?
That has nothing to do with an NDA, man. It's my show. I can
What
say
the hell?
What?
I sent it to the private message. You ain't supposed to say it on the air.
Vagina.
Yeah.
It's a bad word. 3 syllables. Like every girl has one.
And he kept saying, I love biscuits. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, Julian?
Biscuits?
Oh,
wow.
Here we go. There's a little twisted. Here we go again.
A little twisted?
Just oh my God. Yeah. And
I call Julian. Yeah, let's prank call Julian.
That was funnier than hell.
Why don't you send him like back at you, Julian? Send him a freaking link. Get him on here.
Oh, hold
so you can play at that game.
Hold on.
I dare him. Oh, camel toe.
Well, who said that?
Not in these pants.
Twisted. Oh, let's see here.
Camel toe. That makes me think of the Y-Files and Gertie the camel.
That was funnier than hell.
Fish. Like, I don't really need to talk about him. He gets enough attention. I think he should start talking about me. No, maybe. I think Hecklefish needs to meet one of my parrots. That's what I think. And I think Gertie the camel might get upset. And then the beavers can all do something.
What are you doing?
Camel toe. I don't know. I'm riffing on Y-Files. Making no sense.
Hey, Julian, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What are you doing? Hey, Julian.
What am I doing right now? I'm in the office of my dentist, and I pretty much have finished. And I'm walking back home.
Are you gonna get a biscuit?
You know what? Did I have a biscuit today?
Does he know he's live?
I had a rice cracker with. I had a rice cracker today. I didn't have my biscuit. But
tell him Liane wants to know why he hasn't had a biscuit yet today.
Liane wants to know why you haven't had a biscuit. You're live on the air, by the way.
What?
Okay. Well, you know what? If I'm live on the air, why am I not seeing yourself?
Because you didn't click on the link. I'm using my cell phone.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, because you can see me if you want.
Well, then click on the link, man.
Well, click on the link and join the show. I sent it to you.
Wait. All right. What link is it? I don't know how to do these things.
Yeah, it's in your cell phone.
God.
I'm on my cell phone.
Yeah, I sent it to you by text.
Okay, it was live.
All right, he'll figure it out. My God. Poor guy.
It's okay. He has no idea.
A little twist said she's rolling.
It'll be all right. He'll figure it out. In the meantime, Tony Horton, like, look at this is I'm going to show off my guns. Look at this. I've been taking the HMB powder.
Yeah.
Look at my arms. Like, I don't need to look like a dude, but it's real. I'm not trying to do that. Like, but it's really nice to see a little bit of, and even on my left side, it's good. And then I can see my tummy, like, looks, I would wear a bikini. If somebody said, would you play the role in a bikini? I'd say, yeah, I would. So, it's really nice to be able to say that at almost 60 years old. So I really feel like Tony Horton needs to come talk to me and then give me more powder.
You know what? I wear a bikini too.
Really? We should do a show in bikinis. What do you think? Next week we're gonna wear bikinis. You think we should do that? Do our streamcast live in the snow in bikinis. I think we need swim fins and a snorkels.
I've got those too.
That's Greystoke, everybody. She's a little nervous. She saw the hawk come in to try to attack everybody, and she looked really pretty. And then within an afternoon of hawk circling, landing on the windowsill and freaking out, plucked all of it off. So I'm just trying to, right, honey? I know.
Roger, I still remember when I called the Department of Fish and Wildlife in Florida. So
Mary's a
I did
mermaid.
that live on the air talking about skunk ape. That's funny.
Okay, well, at least you're not talking about crab cats and camel toes.
Roger goes, I don't know if I can handle Grizzly the bikini.
Well, I don't know if you guys watch Cosmic Disclosure, but Randy Kramer was talking about when his brigadier general looked at him and asked him on the DS9 type place that they were all stationed, some kind of intergalactic space station or whatever. And he looked at some non-human or whatever, something from somewhere else that was just like really crazy looking, supposedly, allegedly. And his brigadier general asked him what he was seeing. And he said, I'm seeing Michael Jackson. And his brigadier general kind of patted him on the shoulder and went, yep, that's what your brain's telling you it has to be, because what it is nothing like Michael Jackson. Your brain will actually allow you to see things if it's that much of an intrusion to your conditioning or your grasp, or your brain will protect you and show you Michael Jackson. No skunk apes. Mark. Oh, Mark has some amazing, you know what? I'd love to actually have Mark come on sometime and talk with us, because he takes the most amazing. Mark, will you please put your crab cat, Steven? Yeah, he's up next. Steven's going to have to talk to me when we wrap it up here. Sorry, Julian, I won't be able to participate and sing you crazy punk rock songs about bad things. I won't be able to serenade your audience with my fabulous impromptu music. But yeah, Stephen David Brooks, guys, go check out a film on Amazon Prime. I think it's still there, called Flytrap. Okay, so 2 things I'm going to ask you guys to do. Stephen, can you put a link to Flytrap in the chat, please? And Mark Thorner, could you please put a link to your YouTube in the chat so that people can go check that out? That way they'll be ready for you. And know who the hell you guys are when I decide to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See how I made them do my research work for me? You put it in the chat. Yeah, no, Mark takes amazing photos of the sky. Like, and I think I'm going to say it's in a second. You've actually got 36 minutes before this is all done. And then, I can always add it later too. But I highly encourage you to go check that out. Literally, he'll, I guess, make it go fast, but it's from the whole night. And they're the clearest, most beautiful things So if you can't actually skywatch, go to Mark's YouTube and you can skywatch. It's really cool. Really cool eye candy. And you know, there are probably some anomalies in there. You know, I'm not going to say too much. You guys go look for yourselves, see for yourselves. And I think that that's probably not something Mark would just start, you know, flashing out there saying, hey, look at my anomalies. He was raised better. He's got manners, unlike some other people. Hey, look at my anomalies. No, I'm kidding. Want to see my, no. Okay. Where's Julian?
I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's putting makeup on.
What? Maybe he's trying to
I have
hook
no
up with his
idea.
group. Maybe he's trying to hook up with his arm. Or maybe he wants to walk home. I mean, technically, he could show up anytime in the next 34 minutes now.
Right.
Dude. Oh, so like what is the weirdest thing you've ever experienced that you can't explain, Grizzly?
Oh my gosh, that's hard to describe because, I mean, you can look at it from the cryptid, the paranormal. You can look at it from the law enforcement. We went to a cemetery up here by Indianapolis. It's by an airport, and it's got some cemeteries, some graves back from 1776. And we use in our 4K cameras, and we use some road mics, some of the high-end road mics, right?
Hmm.
And when we got back, we were listening to it, and it sounded like people were just talking about us. We were like, what the hell? And it was pretty interesting. It was just like people are like, what are they doing here? Why are they here with lights? But it was
Uh-oh, does that mean Julian's here? What is that?
well,
I'm looking for the biscuits.
Oh, come on.
the link
You're
I
not
sent
so
you,
far. We're in New York City. There are biscuits on every corner.
The biscuits are not here. I have a biscuit right here. She's an amazing dentist. Say hello.
Oh my God. This is Julian's dentist, everybody. Like, what is happening on this show today? Like, you just never know.
I can't even get live. Yeah. I have my dentist here. She's a sculptor. Her last name is Da Vinci.
turn your camera on.
You need to bring your camera on. But you need to come in the. Where's
Wait,
the?
Don't go away. Wait.
Oh my God.
All
What a
right.
question.
There she is. Wait.
Hi.
You're live.
Hello. How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Why is the dentist wearing a parka? Is it cold in your office?
I'm actually heading out the door right now. I
Okay.
thought I was leaving, so I'm bundled up for outside because it's very, very cold
Okay.
here.
I'm just making sure that you're not practicing dentistry in some kind of, you know,
No,
freezer.
And this is Courtney.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Courtney. My name is Liane. I really hate dentists, but I'm sure you're a nice gal. Not
Hi, Liane.
dentist. I don't. Let me rephrase that. I don't like people so close to my brain with sharp shit. That's all.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. But we try to make it a more like relaxing experience here.
Yeah.
And, you know, try to
Where's
create
here?
the vibe of just feeling more relaxed.
Where? With or without Ativan and Xanax? I'm kidding. So
Yeah,
where's here? Where is here? What?
Yeah, who's that?
I don't know. I think this is maybe her computer, and then
Oh, really?
No,
I think
it's my African gray
There
hair.
you go.
I see her now. There. Hi, Liane.
Hi.
Turn it sideways. Will that help?
There we go. Beautiful teeth. Beautiful.
You have a good
It
dentist.
cost my mother $2,500 back in the 70s.
What was that?
No, I should actually $2,500. Dr. Arnold Geiger, the orthodontist from the 70s, did that. Arnold Geiger.
Anyone called Geiger connects with the Geiger counter.
Well,
And
that's better than Giger, the artist, who was very creepy. At least his art was. Well,
Shoot.
but so seriously, where's your practice? Because maybe I'll call you if maybe.
Oh yeah, we're actually in New York City.
Oh, I'm on the Upper West Side. I figured.
She lives in New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, we're kind of on the more of the Upper East Side of New York City. So by like 68th and 5th.
Yeah, that's fine. I could probably walk there. I'm on 93rd and the West Side. Not saying what avenue. Well, 93rd and Broadway. That's where I live.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
She does an amazing. She's a sculptress.
I strive to be one.
Yes.
That's
she's
good.
a-
Here, I'll tell you something. The lady that I saw, the last lady, I was chewing on I don't know, it was some kind of a healthy chip, and a flaxseed decided to remove my distal cusp here on the back, whatever. I can't remember what number tooth it was, but she built me a nice new one. Yeah, she built me a new one. They didn't have to cap it. I still have my tooth. She was
Oh, that's
amazing. Yeah.
That's great.
The
Yeah,
dentist story.
this still cuts. So I was really impressed.
Yeah, I was kind of impressed and very grateful, I got to tell you.
Yeah, no, it's just not to be able to approach it in a more conservative way when it comes to teeth is always the ideal route.
I think so. I mean, keeping your teeth is probably the ideal goal.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
But I'm
it was
gonna
really
run
nice to meet you.
You. Yeah,
Take it
hopefully I'll see
easy.
you here at the office one day.
Yeah, you never know. Make Julian do your numerology.
It's 2025, the year of unpredictability.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
Nice to meet
Number
you.
9. Number
Yeah,
9.
right.
Okay, bye.
Nice to meet you. Hopefully see you soon. Bye, Julie. I'll see you.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Oh, what is happening?
Oh, Lordy.
Oh my God.
That was funny. I was getting ready to say, are you in the back alley?
I practiced dentistry from a fucking meat locker. What?
That's
Why is there a cow swinging and why are you wearing a parka? It's like Twilight Zone, Antarctica dentistry. Can I help you? Welcome to the icy plates of
They're probably trying to leave, and
then we won't stop annoying them.
no, Julian was probably giving everybody readings.
Numerology readings,
Probably.
biscuits.
Poor
He
guy.
was trying to offer them biscuits, but like, how do you chew a biscuit when you've got Novocaine? Like, you can't feel anything. He'll eat his own cheek. My cheek is like a hamburger because I tried to.
Oh, Lordy. Well, that's why he didn't click on the link because he's still in the office.
Possibly.
That was funny. Yeah.
Maybe he's just pretending to be dorky and not know how to work his phone. I think he knows. I think he's just being sneaky. I think he just wanted to show us his pretty dentist because that's what I think.
That was funny.
Julian is quite the character.
Yes,
you guys,
he
if
is.
you haven't watched Julian, I don't know if you guys are on my channel or are not somebody who follows and watches all of the Bigfoot Outlaws shows, which there are several all through the week, all very informative, all very entertaining. So I encourage you to go look at the menu at Grizzlies.
Never.
I'm telling you, you might as well be, I don't know. You host a lot of shows. It's probably a good thing.
So, yeah, Little Twist says, you never know with Julian, Mike. You don't.
Right? No, but you never know with Grizzly either. It's like, what kind of crazy.
No, you never know.
So back to this guy, Shane, that I brought up before. It's just, the deficit of attention and the stream of consciousness. I like it. It's not for everybody. Just kind of like my humor. But this Shane guy, like I asked him to whom he speaks on his podcast. My friend Steven put him in his new movie that I'm not really allowed to talk about, so I won't. But just go see Flytrap. We'll go back to the old one. Go see Flytrap. Did Steven put that link in there? Brooksy, did you put that in there?
There's Flytrap right there.
There it is. Okay, yeah. Check that out. If that doesn't That doesn't demonstrate an abduction. I don't know what does. Anyway, so yeah. Oh God, I distracted myself with put the link in there. What was I saying? Grizzly, stop it! All over the place. Yeah, John. This guy introduced me. Steven introduced me to Shane. And I asked Shane if he talks to experts or what stuff, and he said, no, I prefer to speak to people, actual people who have had encounters, some who live in places that are so remote that, that it's not even on a map. So, I'm exaggerating. That being said, I found it interesting that he stays away from experts, and is coming at it from an encounter, real people, which seems to me like a grassroots aggregation of lots and lots and lots of stories that I guess could be refuted by people who refuse to accept things that don't line up with the narrative we've been fed.
Well, the good thing about going to people, right, is that if you interview 500 people on a particular subject, you will start to see a trend in a story.
A pattern. That's right. They all, no matter what you want to say, they all say the same thing about.
That is correct. And then when you start seeing deviations in other abnormalities, that's where you see people fabricating and not telling the truth.
That's when you can call bullshit on them.
Right. That is correct.
He's trying to be nice, and I'm just like, I call bullshit. Right. I mean, that's not to say that everybody, like, if 100 people eat a Snickers bar, right? Everybody's body is going to metabolize that Snickers bar slightly different. 100 different people, right?
Agreed.
So that doesn't mean that 100 people who have experiences, maybe there are deviations in a direction that a percentage have that same deviation, but not all of them when it comes to transmitting and receiving messages.
Right.
That nobody else can hear.
I interviewed a guy that's been on Travel Channel, History Channel, and some other big TVs. He's got numerous books, and this has been 3 years ago. And he's an expert. And when I asked him about his Bigfoot encounter, he said, I never had any. And I about fell out. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
My friend Brooks, he wrote this fly trap film. And then I said, so, like, based on, have you ever? He's like, nope. I've never had an encounter, never seen an alien, nope. But, there's somewhere in the collective consciousness that the reality must exist. Otherwise, where do you pull an idea from? It's not like he sat there probably. I mean, I'll talk to him about this in the interview. I'm assuming it wasn't like, I'm going to sit down and write a story about an abduction now. Like, it just doesn't happen like that in my experience. Like, things, like, you have a notion, like, where's that come from? And then you expound on it and expand it. And the next thing you know, you've got this whole story. Like, but where did it come from?
Yeah, but I would portray myself as, from my research, from my investigations.
Right.
This is what I collected. This is what I got my information of. Because I kind of stirred up some dirt a while back ago, 3 years ago.
Uh-oh. You starting trouble again?
No. Well, nobody knew. Everybody thought this particular person was an experiencer and everything else. And and the person wasn't. And, I just asked certain questions during my interviews, and I didn't know. We all assumed. So, my bad.
No, it's not you bad. Sometimes people believe themselves so well that it's hard for others to tell until they do. And then,
well, and you're right, Lady Liane, because some people lie so well they believe their own lies.
Yeah, sociopaths do that.
Yes. I mean, it's just it's incredible, and some people will think they have an encounter with a Bigfoot or cryptid or paranormal, and they will convince themselves they did, and they can pass a polygraph test because they believe their own encounter is real when it's fabricated.
But that's so hard. Like when you throw that into the mix, it just ruins it for everybody who's actually
It
having an
does.
experience, and then it just feeds the programming of ridiculing, discounting, denying, and the career suicide that people commit when they open their mouths about what they've seen.
Oh, I'll tell them straight up on my show, my channel. You want to take a polygraph test?
Why do I feel like you probably have polygraph equipment just in case? It wouldn't surprise
I'm not
me.
afraid. Hey, wherever you're located, I'll call the police department. I'll arrange it. You want to make those kind of claims and encounters? So, but and you're right, and stuff like that hurts the industry. It hurts the field. And once you ruin your reputation, it's over. You cannot come back from that. And
Well,
like
you
Will
just said
says,
something
I am prepared.
you said something interesting, like it's the industry and the field. Like it's so hard to separate everything, and like my kids always used to ask me, do you have to monetize everything? And I'm like, I guess maybe that knee jerk to want to monetize and commoditize things is I don't think it's organic, but I don't know how much that helps things either in the long run. Because as soon as you're making a buck off it, then I don't know, it just becomes less. I don't know what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's pocketbook. Really, I'm not, because I need to make money just as much as the next guy. But again, like playing to people's ignorance, playing to people's naivete, gullibility, on the one hand, and then when people actually really do have the secret sauce, like going as far as murdering them, like you got to really look at the behavior and wonder what the is going on.
Yeah.
If it's worth murdering people over, if it's worth making, like, who knows, lady? I don't know. Like, what if it is? I think, and for whatever that's worth, and it might not be worth anything. I feel like I said earlier that the truth is stranger than any fiction that has ever been put up on any screen for any audience consumption. And I feel like the military industrial complex, it's just a part of it, but it's one of the main drivers. One of the main fabricators of the situation in which we find ourselves. And when national security gets conflated with the gaslighting of the people paying taxes to fund your stuff, and then the very body that's supposed to be in control of and aware of where every cent is getting spent, like Congress has cut their legs off. Like, so it's just everybody's limping around wondering what the hell's going on.
Well, a good example is Stanley Meyer. Remember him? Developed that Stanley Meyer. They developed that car that ran on water.
Water, yeah, they murdered him.
Yeah, and he went to the restaurant to meet those oil company people. And he ran the restaurant. They poisoned me, and he died. And they went back to his house, and the car was gone.
So many stories, like he and how many other people. Like, and when that
changed the world right there.
Well, of course, and again, so many others. And this is where Greer is absolutely correct. Like the stuff needs to come out. Like, and I don't know. I'm glad he's talking to, like, whatever you are politically, whatever you think of what's going on and the executive orders and the voting and the, that's all, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, if we get to find out what's up, man, I think that'll be a step towards something.
Yeah, it
They
is.
unalived. That's a good one. They unalived. Right, sure. James Forrestal committed suicide. Yeah, okay. Sure he did. Sure he did. Jumping out of the 13th floor window of Bethesda. Yeah.
Hey, Hannah. Yeah, it's just it's stuff like that, right? You know, and they're saying that the CIA passenger in the JFK limo shot, you know, President Kennedy.
Yeah, that guy did it. That guy Tink. I posted that on my Facebook. What do you think? I said, Ross, my buddy, again, Ross Cooltop. Right? That guy's aggressive. I'm glad for him. I really am. It seems like everybody wants to cover everything, but he seems like the only one who's aggressively going after this stuff. She's so happy that she's here. I hope this noise isn't disturbing.
Nah, it's wonderful.
You, Stokey.
Usually she's so quiet.
Well, it's a different one. Like,
oh, is it?
Yeah, this is the one who's she's so nervous.
Oh,
Like she looked okay, and then she did that to herself because after the hawk, like so she's growing him back. Yeah, she's starting to grow him back a little bit. Plus the dry heat, it doesn't help. You know, poor Beppy. I know that big bad hawk. He's scary. The raptor bird coming to try to eat you. And they don't understand that, like, you know, the window pane is between them. It's just a clear and then they see, and I don't know. What's going on? Are you talking about Pennsylvania and Shapiro, or are you talking about why is my bird looking so ratty? Because of the particulate trails. Let's blame something. I'll go with society. Let's blame particulate trails. Oh, okay. That must be one of your shows introducing you, Grizzly, as a producer to somebody else who's in the audience. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. That's Craig in our waiting lines.
Hello. Welcome. Can you go back here now?
Yeah, I guess if I was a bird and I saw something that big, I guess that would scare the dickens out of me too.
It does. Diva doesn't seem to get scared. The other three are so freaked out. Diva, she'll fly onto my bed, and like when it's gone, she'll go back to her. She's way more chill. Like you said, she doesn't make that much. The live here, I guess, what's all talking about? What? Whatever comes through my head and out my mouth, man. It's just the stream of consciousness off gassing. Nonsense.
Actually, we had a variety of topics today. So yeah, that's been pretty interesting. Yeah,
so
like
far,
you said, everything.
And it's not over yet. We still have another 11 minutes to go. Everything and nothing all at once. It's fun like that. It's all an improvisation, I say. Fabulous. Life's an improvisation, right? You don't know what's going to happen when you walk out the door. And then what do you do when you're in situations? You navigate them.
Right.
How's that not an improvisation? It's not predetermined and it's not premeditated, is it? Is it? I don't think so. Right, Soki? Yes. I know.
So you working on any more paintings or drawings?
Yes, I'm working on paintings and drawings. Well, more drawings than paintings. But I started a new song today, and
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
finishing up mixing another song, and then Oubliette will be out unless something goes sideways at TuneCore. I think midnight Thursday. I decided to release. I decided to release the song on what my friend Norm has now decided to call, and I followed suit, Vomit Times Day, because, the commodity of the diamond stuff, like, it, come on, you guys, really? It's like every day is Valentine's Day. Or it isn't. Mother's Day. Stop it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of ew. It's so contrived. Like, and I get it, and it's fun to be in love and all that stuff. But then when it just becomes an industry, it's kind of like, bleh. That said, if anybody wants to send me a diamond ring, the doorman will gladly send it up the elevator to the recluse.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I like shiny things. Gulf of America. Diamond rings for Lily. I think the bird likes it. What do you think? Yeah? Are you a crow? You making crow noises for everybody?
Like says they got a spare wedding band. There you go.
I got a spare wedding band. I want Curtis to have a spare wedding band, and then he can be Curtis when he takes my last name. I'm not letting that one go either. Oh man. Yeah. So check out the Spotify, or go to Apple Music, find the Lady Liane stuff. If there's a link somewhere. A Little Twisted may have one someplace. I don't know.
Yeah, we got it posted all over. Make sure and check the description, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It looks like two pop playlists picked up the Aliens Are Here. So because of that, my listeners have gone up like pretty well. Like, so I'm happy about that. Plus, I think some friends have shared it around, which is good. And kind of like when people give like super thanks on these things. If you like the music you're hearing, you're more than welcome to donate to the artist. I'm not proud. It's a PayPal, goes through the PayPal, and then yeah, I can I can eat food. It's really good. We like food. Food is good. Healthy food.
Absolutely.
Right? Birds need bird seed. Almost out of that. Come on. It's worth at least $1 a download. The bird's meowing for it. I'm telling you, she's begging.
Heard that.
I need bird seed, she says. I'll meow for it. Food is good. We like food. As long as it's not food that's riddled with God only knows what. Yeah. The crow doesn't like that. For whom the crow tolls. For mommy. Right? Yes. They don't get to eat anything I wouldn't eat. Make fresh chop for them, and we all eat together. Right? Yes. It's funny too, because the birds, like, they're all different ages. My oldest one is in her 30s. This one's the youngest of all of them. This one doesn't get along with the older one. They all have their personalities, they all talk, and they all like to mangle Andy Griffith along with Close Encounters and SpongeBob. That seems to be the mashup these days. I don't know if one will come out of her, but we can always hope. Right? Hey, baby. I know. Well, okay, so guys, like, seriously, Seriously, if anything serious ever comes out of my mouth, like how long did it take to teach? Oof. They learn pretty quickly, and especially if you use one against the other, meaning, like if I hold a treat and ask her, what does a crow say? And she says, meow. I say, no. And I take the treat and I look at Grizzly and I say, Grizzly, what does the crow say? And you say, hawk, hawk, hawk. And I look at her and say, very good. And make sure she sees me giving you the treat. That way, when the next round comes along and I say, what does a crow say? And she goes, oh, and I give her the treat, she makes the association. So once you can get that going and pit one against the other like that, when I only had one African gray, I would I would use my daughter. I'd be like, Jack, come here. She's like, what do you want? I'd say, I want to train the birds. She'd go, oh my God, again? Yeah. What does a kitty say? And I'd say the wrong thing. And she'd say, woof, woof. And I'd say, no. And then I'd go to the bird and say, what does a kitty say? And the bird would say nothing. And I'd say, no. And I'd go back to Jack. What does the kitty say? And she'd go, meow. And then I would give her the treat. So it works using humans as well as other birds. It's just repetition, just like us. The more we repeat things, the more they become autopilot, so that, by the time you've driven your kids to school a million times, you can just sort of, and then the car sort of drives itself. Yeah, with your hands.
That's pretty wild.
Right. So. Right? Okay, well, like she didn't like that. She's like, now she's getting picky about the food, throwing things that she doesn't like. Huh? Right? And then it's going to be time to vacuum. It'd be great. Birds, like if you guys think you want to get a parrot, just really think about it. I would seriously suggest that you rescue an older parrot, because an older parrot's still going to be there after you die. If they live a really long time. And they're a lot of work, so I hope you like vacuuming. Right? Hey, birdie. Uh-oh, no plucking. No plucking. I know. You want to come? And she's weird, too. She won't step up on your right hand, only the left hand. She's really weird. She was the most beautiful baby. How long do these live? 50 to 80. The big macaws, they sometimes live over 100 years. Cockatoos, same thing.
Wow.
Properly. Yeah, man. They're freaking dinosaurs, man. They live forever. Unless there's a cataclysm, and then I guess we all die. Unless we escape. It's that cataclysm humor. We like that, don't we? No, we don't. I saw a video today of two guys going down into a cave. I think a Little Twisted sent it to me. Do you have that link? Look at me. Little Twisted. Put the cave link in the thing. Dude, these guys were going down in this cave, and they were going down further and further, and there were these big it's an old mine. Not just a cave, it's a mine. It's an old mine. But like it was pretty trippy. Pretty trippy. Like it made me uncomfortable.
Wow.
It did. It made me feel a little uncomfortable in my own skin. And I'm wondering what that was about. I actually even messaged her saying that. It's like that it was very interesting and it was very cool, but it made me feel weird. So I'll have to go look at that and feel into it a little more. So yeah, there's that. So I don't know if she has time or if she's still listening, she can pop that in there.
Yeah, she dropped it.
There it is. Yeah, dude, it is. It is really amazing. It's creepy. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe one of these days, when the sun goes down a little bit later and it stays light, I'll go up to the country, and if hopefully there's a signal, we can do a live from up in Putnam Valley, up in the Hudson Valley. And the cave just made me think of this. There are a lot of those little weird, I guess they're like little mini caves, caverns, or things where root cellar things just along the road. Once in a while, man, you can get in there. And there's this one big one that we went into with my daughter and my friend Ed. And we sat in there for a little while. I think I there was some videotape, and there's some really creepy crawlies all over the thing, big spiders, and it looked like there had been somebody there possibly doing some kind of a ritual thing. But Ed was saying that he and his twin brother had gone, and they started toning, like oming in there. And they definitely, I think if you hit the right frequency in your oming, something's going to happen. Like, how could it not hurt? Like, if you hit the right hertz, hit the right tone, hit the right vibration. So he was very curious about that. So I'd definitely be interested in going up there and doing a little videotaping, or do a live from one of those cavern things. Anyway, it works. What, the toning in those little creepy caverns?
Stuff, yeah. Craig's a big frequency guy.
Really?
Yes.
Frequency.
He's all about frequency and healing and vibration. Yes.
Right. Well, you can break cancer up with the right frequency sounds.
You know, they're putting fires out now by frequency.
Well, and you can make them stronger with frequency, probably too. Yeah, I said that out loud. Without mentioning any states or any recent craziness.
So,
you know, remote influencing, remote viewing, all the things that people love to, it's not even ridicule, but just it's hard for them to accept because the conditioning, you know, our conditioning, and what they've gone out of their way back to murdering people to scare people out of talking. You know, it's like, look what happened to little Johnny. He didn't do so good when he opened his mouth. So I guess we'll just behave ourselves now. You know?
Right.
I mean, I suppose they could obliterate the whole planet, but the problem is that souls and consciousness don't get obliterated. So we'll just iterate instead of obliterate elsewhere. You can't get rid of us. It doesn't stop. Consciousness, as far as I'm aware, and from my graph, doesn't stop. It can't be created. It can't be destroyed. It can be hacked. And I think it threatens, if AI can be threatened, like out in the galaxy somewhere, it's a threat to the takeover of sentience. So you guys keep riding the frequency. Remember that you're the awareness. Remember that consciousness is something that you can't shake because you're conscious before you're physical. So love you guys, and we'll talk to you next week. And keep your eyes out for my interview with David Altman and an upcoming interviews with Stephen David Brooks, and even more upcoming with Miss Barbara Lamb, who I'll be talking to on the 22nd. So by the end of the month, that should be up. Love you. Thank you for spending time with us. Grizzly, thank you for hosting me. Appreciate you so much.
Oh, anytime.
You guys are great. We'll see you next week. Keep riding the frequency.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Frequency.
I'm Liane. Are you ready to ride the frequency?